everybody, welcome to Star Wars One Shot, brought to you by Luke Lafreniere. And Strike and Crayon here, or Shane is the game master. I realize I'm the only one up there not using my real name.
That's funny.
And we've got the brothers over here, Richard and Luke, and they're coming in today playing with two characters. We've got Droideka, Tri-Droid. You know them from the also terrifying... Droideka! As the ball-rolling, ass-kicking, depending on whether they fight a Jedi or not.
Yeah.
Jedi still run from them, so
because
I
the
say
shields.
Because the shields.
Because even if they deflect...
Doesn't matter.
This Droideka, however, doesn't have a shield.
Nope.
He does have some mental dysfunctions involving general intelligence, cunning, wisdom, presence. He has an obscene amount of agility that, he probably lost by giving up his shield, and he's also heavily replaced his arms with a gun by the name of a hammer. And by hammer, it's actually a shotgun that shoots shotguns. Yes, we're playing Borderlands, the Star Wars.
Hell yeah.
And it's two guns.
Two of them. And they
each
spin.
arm.
Oh yeah, they're spinning barrel hammer shotgun.
With marksman barrels.
Yeah.
So you can sense the style of
Hell
gameplay
yeah.
we're going for today. And then we have Richard is playing Cal Harkor. Cal Harkor is a Gank bounty hunter. And bounty hunter is a very loose term. It's actually way closer to cold-blooded assassin. So, where are you today? You are on the lush garden planet of Velinus. Velinus is in a small system. It's just outside of Bothan space, but it is run by the Harbringer Corp. Harbringer Corp is a specialized merchant in arms and weapons manufacturing. They own a few different corporate planets. None of them actually anywhere near the corporate sector. They are a long ago, about 2 centuries ago, offshoot from the corporate sector before they moved back over into Bothan space, where their more newer stockholders own them. They own a fair number of various planets, colonies, mining facilities. This is a rather lush and verdant planet. On Velinus here is where their headquarters is. It's a glorious tri-towered city of Velinus Prime, deep in the heart jungles near the equator. On Velinus Prime, we find down deep underneath the tri-towers that peer up into the ever-emerald sky. Down further and further in, we get through the muck of the Undercity, down into the toil and the spoil of those droids who have gone amiss, slaves who aren't supposed to be working on this city, but generally run its underpinnings of high corporate level decisions that run over the far eastern edge of the galaxy. Down in here, we meet BG-57 and Cal Harkor in a seedy alley behind the bar known as the Tatter's End. In this
That's gonna be
alley,
my barrel smash. I knew it. Right when I saw that, I knew it too. Arm guns.
In the Tatter's End, there is a man by the name of Joe Brogan. Brogan, he has jobs for these men occasionally. He's not exactly a personal friend of Cal Harkor, but he's probably the closest thing Cal has to a friend. He's a man who pays you regularly.
Other than me.
To kill you. I don't know if one intelligent counts as a friend. That's more like a faithful pet that occasionally rolls random dice.
I ran up to him and was like, I like you, hooray!
For reasons that are probably obvious, BG-57 has not been allowed in the this bar for over half a cycle.
There was a time.
In the Tatter's End. There was an incident. So, you guys are waiting for...
Spinny guns.
Spin gun.
Spin guns! He had just gotten the spin guns. There was an incident. Tatter's End is a little bit more tattered than it used to be. Brogan is a rather grotesque man who, as you guys are waiting behind the alley with BG-57, are you hunkered off in a corner, or are you up on top of one of the large overfilled dumpsters? I'm assuming we have Cal Harkor leaning up against the door waiting casually. What's BG getting up to?
Probably just rolling around in a circle.
So there's a steady... Amongst the dripping of sludge and various bits of waste that move through the city, you hear a clink, 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 as BG continues to practice his
That's why he's so
agility.
agile.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
The door clicks open, and the large, grotesque man of Brogan steps out. Looking over at Cal, he says, "It's good to see you tonight."
It's good to see you too.
No.
He looks you over and
He gives me money, you know.
He looks over at BG and he looks back at Cal and he's like, "You always bring him here."
Of course.
He hands you over a dirty data pad with the grease of his ever dirty cloth that he never cleans the cups with. Hands you the data pad and you can take a look down at it.
Sure. So I grab it, take a look at it.
Sure. Give me a give me a knowledge check on what's I completely forgot the word. The crime one.
Underworld?
It's called
Underworld.
There we go.
Underworld, that's the knowledge.
Yeah.
So that's not going to be a great roll to start the day, but that's okay.
At least I don't have to do it.
Take you're familiar with using in the city and you've dealt with Brogan before, so add 2 boosts.
Oh, sorry, I went way too quickly.
Yeah. And
So I'll roll the boost.
against the difficulty of 1 purple and 1 black.
Okay, so we'll leave those there because I already rolled those.
If you look down in the corner here, right here, you can see the various dice, and over on the far side, you can see how they break out. So this game uses a set of dice that have different facings than just pure numbers, and the various different results counter each other. Success and failure counter, advantage and threat counter, triumph and despair don't counter, but they cause crazy things to happen, and they can happen at the same time. So,
One success, 2 advantage.
1 success, 2 advantage. So you look over the data pad and you smear away the grime as your cybernetic hand clinks away as you interface, and you put out the rec port and pop in. You see a rather rudimentary neighborhood. It's out on the far side of the city in more of a residential area. You don't recognize it at first, but after you scan through your data banks, cycling through with your personal memories, you know that this job you have, as usual, it's wet work. It's what you do. But the man that you're going after isn't the normal interests of the Harbringer Corp that you normally do here. They have a habit of getting rid of pesky employees via men like yourself.
Us.
Lasers.
Spinny guns.
But this man isn't at all. You are looking at the personal residence of a man by the name of Joseph Frank.
Joseph Frank.
And Joseph Frank is new to town, and from what you've heard, a spice merchant.
Ah.
The one of the more illicit narcotics in the Star Wars universe. He has come to town, and he's made some close friends with some higher corporate entities. You don't know who would be interested in offing him, as most of the jobs on Velinus generally have to do with corporate interests, and this seems more like, you know,
Personal.
executives' personal interests. BG,
We don't discriminate.
Don't really care.
You thump in and there's a screech in the dumpster as you accidentally run over a womp rat.
That sounds about right. Keep spinning.
Uh,
I don't have enough. Intellect. I don't have enough intellect to actually care.
Brogan looks over, and as Brogan looks over, you hear a squelching snort as the womp rat becomes rather emulsified by your treads. And by treads, you're just metallic exoskeleton.
Yeah.
So Brogan looks over at you and he just waits for your response on the data pad. It's a job. It seems to be standard pay. A little bit unstandard hit.
A little unstandard hit?
Yeah, normally
Just
you're hitting
okay.
corporate
I get you.
interests.
But the money's right.
Money's right.
Oh, then we'll take it.
All right.
So I'll hand it back to him and say, we accept.
Brogan looks at you and goes, "Yeah, there's not much of a deadline on this one." As and he kind of like rubs at his throat and takes out a large death stick, fires it up while looking around. He's in his own place, but he's always a kind of a nervous man. And he goes, "Don't take too long, but you got maybe less of a rush than normal." And with that, the door closes, and you guys are left in the alleyway to your own devices. You have a personal residence map and a name, and you kind of have a vague remembrance of who he is from hearing rumors about him.
Okay.
Just so you know, that's Joseph Frank, the spice merchant. He seems to be doing lots of business with Harbringer Corp execs.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So we have like a layout of where he lives, basically?
You have a basic layout of his gardens. He has a small estate. It's a little place. By our metrics, it's about like 1,000 square feet, but it's on a small little garden estate, about half an acre by our metrics. It's on the far side of the city, in with a lot of the upper middle management executives. He's moved into not corporate housing, but right inside a corporate section of housing. A lot of the houses around there are well done. The guards in this area are a little bit more over the top than everywhere else in the city. You're used to taking like long shots into the high city metropolis. This is out where like some of the tallest buildings are, only 3 to 4 stories.
Okay.
It's a little bit uncomfortable of your normal modus operandi. Not nearly as much high points.
Okay. Can we go out into the area and then try and look for specific places? I've got some scanner goggles I can use. I've got the scope on my gun, obviously, so I want to try and find a place far enough away that we can find out some details.
Sure. So how do you normally get across the city?
I don't have a speeder, but if this is our
Agility
home...
6, Assassin's Creed style.
Just parkour everything, hardcore parkour.
Look, a castle!
So you look over at BG and you give him the coordinates, and he'll go over there. He's faster than a lot of ground speeders.
Okay.
And Cal Hacker, you lobby up a couple of bits of floors, and you wait for an automated drone trailer to whip by before taking a rather epic leap out into the open space, landing on a drone trailer.
Sounds good.
All right, you land on that, and some time passes by. We're getting into the first of the suns of this system begins to fall now, and you get about 6 hours of heavy twilight as the smaller sister sun hasn't set yet.
Okay.
So after about an hour and a half, you've jumped 2 other vehicles, and you're in about a 20-minute walk from this corporate housing. Around the time BG-57 clanks up to you, almost slamming into your back. You're at the edge of a small little park that at this time of night on their 36-hour cycle is relatively empty. All of the busy shifts are very active right now. It's really just people who stay back and look after kids and stuff that are around. You look around, and if anyone were to pay close attention to you, you definitely stand out a little bit.
Yeah.
You're
especially
about
with the disruptor rifle.
Yeah. Well, how do you have the disruptor rifle? Do you have like a large satchel over it? It's on your bag? Or...
I think I would try and hide it at least a bit, but it's humongous. So
it's pretty clear that you have like
you can have it like cloth wrapped.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty clear that you have like some sort of 7.5-foot pole on your back.
Yeah.
And it clearly looks intimidating. You're also dressed in what kind of laminate armor?
I believe it's just straight laminate, but all black.
All right, so you're in a complete jet black set of laminate, and you also have some cloaking abilities with that, right? You have some vision detracting features.
I have good stealth, but I don't actually have any add-ons onto the armor itself.
All right, cool. So on that note, you basically take off into this small park and start winding your way through alleys.
Sure, sounds good. I need to find a place, or at least a few places, that look like we can get some good vision on this location.
All right, give me a perception check while you begin scouting through the area.
Well, just going to be 2 greens.
Against what?
It's two purple.
That's a blank. That's going to knock each other out.
So that was 1 fail, 1
fail,
threat.
1 threat.
1 fail, 1 threat.
My perception's no good.
So just to explain how that worked, this symbol is a fail. This symbol is a success. So these cancel each other out, and then we have 1 dice left, which has a has a fail and a threat on it. So he failed the perception check, and
something threatening has occurred.
yes.
In this case, a rather minor threat. So what Cal is aware of is that looking around this large dark alley, he's actually in a service corridor running between these buildings. Most of these buildings are about 1 to 2 stories tall, anywhere from about 1,000 square feet up to around 4,000 square feet, and they generally have high walled gardens. You're down in a mucky underway as you drip down into the underground that runs behind these back alleys, and a large, huge, heavy freight truck rumbles by, automated, stinking of muck and guts and various bits of refuse of the area. One of these huge
Guts.
One of these huge openings hatches in the side of this alley and dumps out all kinds of kitchen and various bodily functions from the nearby houses as you're hidden in this stench. This will take you all the way into under the property, and you can find a way to climb up and get in around the garden.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. So, is that what you do, or did you do any other angles? What's BG up to while Cal is heading through this underground alleyway?
I found a little thing that was floating in the air, and I just started rolling after it, but then like the gusts that came off me rolling kept pushing it forward, so I'm just like
Trying to catch it.
He's just checking. Awesome. Cool. Give me a vigilance check.
okay.
Vigilance is the skill to see like how vigilant you are, how good you are at paying attention, how much you like can focus on tasks over a long period of time.
Not very high.
Yeah.
What is
so
it against?
one purple and one black. A black is a disadvantage dice. It's something that happens from a situational modifier. In this case, it's being extended from the threat that happened.
So my yellow dice, which was the like one that I wanted to do good things, got a blank, so it did literally nothing. And then these were one fail and one threat, so we have a theme going on. Apparently.
We're not good at certain things.
So, Cal, you look around and you realize that BJ has wandered off, and the last you saw him, he was actually following you down into these alleyway. And now you come to think of it, he must have gone back over to the park.
I just get on my Gank comlink, which maybe you want to explain
It's a
that.
cybernetic comlink. It basically brain-to-brain communication over a few kilometers. Highly stealth management style of communicating. It's very difficult to intercept. It's one of the few forms of standard wireless that you can find in the Star Wars universe.
BG. BG, where are you?
Fluffy thing!
Oh, Lord.
Over the Gank comlink, because BG isn't very good at filtering his thoughts. You pick up on a few tangential thoughts revolving around, what's that figure over there looking at me? It's moving towards me. It appears threatening, but not dangerous. Fluffy thing!
Oh dear.
Where are you, BG? Would I be able to figure out where
Park!
it is? The park. So if I hear that it sounds like there's something threatening, I know that BG, gets a bad rap from others, but might not be the sharpest blaster in the box per se, and I'm gonna head back towards the park.
All right, so Cal, you start heading back towards the park, and BG, this is when you realize that the fluffy thing has become wedged in a high-topped fence, high enough that you could probably roll up and grab onto the edge from deploying. But that's when you hear a voice behind you speaking in a nice, clean, basic. What are you doing here? You look over and you see a man in a pale brown suit. Fitting the standard security protocols of the Harbringer Corp.
I don't even think I know basic.
You don't know basic?
I don't know.
You'd know like rudimentary basic.
Fluffy thing.
You see this the man in the brown suit. He has like a belt around the front. He has a small holdout blaster that's like open, carried on his side, and his suit is like what do you call it? Not button down, zipper down in front, kind of like high-grade security. You notice his hand moves slightly towards the holdout as he says, "What are you doing outside of the core city? Droid, report here." And he points over to the ground in front. Cal, this is when you make your way back over to the entranceway from the side of the park. You're about short range from BG. This game uses range increments rather than general measurements. You're about short range from BG, but you've hunkered down around the opening in the wall behind the hedge line. So even though you're quite close to them, you're pretty sure they can't see you without actively drawing their attention. This guard you see is clearly reaching for his holster, but BG is apparently getting into trouble again.
Well, I'm not going to pop out or say anything quite yet, but I am going to pull out my large disruptor rifle just because he's put his hand onto his weapon. I'm going to stay stealth there because that's actually one of the things I'm not terrible at.
So you take your huge disruptor rifle. You don't even pull it all the way over the top. You bring it around, you lean the back down, and you begin slowly unwrapping it as you watch what's going on. All right, BG, so you've been told to report over. This man is wondering what a droid is doing out of the core city. You definitely get a confused look on his face. And for those of you that don't have an intelligence of 1, he's very confused why a combat droid is rolling around a residential park.
I'm going to grab the fluffy thing.
All right, so with a huge... he rips up a huge pile of dirt and nice grass, rockets up the wall, and unfolds and grabs out with his mandibles and grabs the small fluffy thing, which explodes in a small puff of feathers and goo.
It's a bird.
And Cal, your weapon's only about half unfold, and this is when the guard begins to panic. He pulls out his pistol, bringing him up into like as quick a draw as he can manage with his pure skills, and he just begins to panic, and he looks like he's about to fire on BG.
I'm just gonna yell, "You might not want to do that," from my stealth location.
Awesome. I am going to make a roll for this poor guard. Actually, it's a little hard for me to roll from there. So can you give me 1 green and a yellow against what is your coercion skills?
1 green and a yellow?
Yeah, you're going to roll coercion against him.
I'm gonna roll mine against...
Yeah, you're going to roll his against after I think more about
2
it.
green.
So
Wait,
your
you
coercion...
have a thing in coercion?
Would just be 2 green.
2 green?
Yeah.
All right. And then give that against, what's his check? 1 purple and 1 red.
Ooh.
Wow. Successful and so many threats.
4 successes, 3 threats.
Both the greens were 2 successes, so they both looked like this. And then these are the purple and red dice.
So what's interesting is threats counter advantages and successes and failures counter each other. So this is a situation, this game does this amazingly. It generates like narrative structure based on 3 separate mechanics that can come out of a roll. So in this case, he's successful in coercing this guard, but something else bad happens. So the guard panics. A small blaster shot shoots off from the holdout, but it's clearly just a misfire as he almost throws the gun out of his hand, begins to panic and look over. He kind of spots the forward-facing barrel that's lowering out of the hedge line from the disruptor rifle. FYI, disruptor rifles are pretty much the most terrifying thing you can face in, well, short of a lightsaber.
Pretty much.
And as this blaster shot launches off, you hear the smashing of glass as it lances through. You notice that he didn't even have time to switch it over to stun. It was an aggressive shot that shatters through a window in one of the upstairs buildings, and you hear a moment later, "Ah!"
I'm going to try and stay stealth. I'm actually good at stealth. I haven't done anything I'm good at yet in this game, so I'm going to stay stealthy for the moment.
I'm gonna deploy and start spitting my barrels, but then just repeatedly over the gank yell, "Cal, Cal, 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 Cal."
So as BG forms an impromptu auger, he starts spinning, and a large mucky pile starts rippling over. The guard looks around, kind of looks down to his pistol, and
No, spinning my barrels.
Oh my
at
God.
the guard.
Yes, the barrels. Yes.
So BG
These
actually
are barrels.
deploys.
Yeah. There goes my pen.
BG deploys into his tripod stance, and his 2 massive spinning barrel hammers, which are shotguns that shoot shotguns, deploy out on his 2 augmented arms and just points them dead down on this guard. Give me a coercion check.
Again?
Yeah, this time it's BG.
Interestingly enough,
this time,
I am
okay.
super not coercion-y.
Yeah, there's gonna be.
Are you
There's
surprised?
a particularly amazing situation here where you're going to get 3 boosts because you're a Droideka battle droid with 2 giant guns that shoot guns.
Need more dice.
About
If you want it.
a few
Need more
feet
dice.
away from this man's face.
More dice.
Oh.
More dice.
Oh, more dice? Where'd our dice bag go?
I'm not sure.
Hold on a minute. Folks,
found it.
while
What
we
dice
go.
do you
There we go.
Technical difficulties.
I need 1 more blue, and then what's his thing? Purple and a red?
He has 1 and a red, and it's actually 2 boosts and 2 disadvantages. Sorry, other way around. 3 boosts. Sorry.
3
Excuse
boosts.
me. If you have 3 boosts, he has 2 dice. 1 purple, 1 red.
So there's 1 purple, 1 red, and you want 2 disadvantage or 2.
He gets 3 boosts, no disadvantages.
Okay.
Yeah. The other dude gets disadvantages, is I think what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I super failed. So I failed by 3. So these two are both 2 failures each. This is 1 success. So that minus is one of the failures. So that's 3 failures. But then I got 4 advantages.
All right, cool. So the barrels spin, they twist back and forth, and with a rather grinding halt, they come to a halt as BG accidentally engages his failsafes on his rifles that he generally uses to prevent them from overheating. As he looks down trying to figure out why his spinning barrels have halted, the man lets out the tiniest of confused snickers before looking down to his pistol and turning and bolting anyways. Okay. Ah! What do you do, Cal? There's a guard running away, and there's a building up above the park.
No, I got the advantages.
Yeah, you got the advantages. He's running away.
Okay.
In a very particular case. So, what are you doing, Cal? The guard is booking it out onto the main road. There's a broken window upstairs where you heard a screaming woman, and BG apparently seems to be having some malfunctions with his weapons. It only takes you only a second before you realize you turned them off. And they go back to wild spinning.
Well, how long of a second? Because I think I'd just casually walk over to BG to see what's up, see if he's okay.
All right, you get over to
him.
BG as he's finishing his diagnostics.
Fluffy thing was alive.
It's okay, BG. Pat. I did it low because he's short. It's like opposite of real life.
Also, the guard was scary.
This is when BG picks up on the low-frequency radio alert going out from the house above that has the broken window. Its alarm has been triggered.
Would I hear that through his Gank comm?
You'd hear if he tells you.
Cal, beeping.
Time to leave, BG. Time to leave.
What direction do you leave?
I'm slightly confused on the layout, but I think I came from underground, which we were originally going
which
towards
is actually
the garden.
towards where you're supposed to be.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, so you kind of get BG a little closer behind you on your heels as you step out and down into the under alley.
Yep.
I'm like,
I imagine if he's not chasing Fluffy Thing, he's probably a great follower.
while rolling, I like stick the hand out to grab the fleshy thing and like wipe it on the grass. And just keep rolling. I'm like, ew.
Doesn't like the biologicals. That's why he likes me. I'm mostly robot. Arms, legs, robot. Got some robot going on in my brain.
That works well. So, you guys drop down into the lower alleyway. There's a long sloping way behind this wall. And you're soon under the house that actually had the alarm. But it's about a block or two over from the actual house where your mark is. How do you go about it? Do you head straight over there? Do you just had to lay low here for a little while?
I'm not planning on laying low. I am a sniper, so I want to probably find elevation at some point. Right now we're...
Well, how do you want to deal with the alarm that's sounding upstairs? You're out of the way of it, but above ground there's a building, and you know that security from the corporation will be here soon. They come out in a decent amount of force for most alarms, generally 2 or 3 troopers, one support mech droid.
Well, I'm not really ready to go to war yet, so I'm probably going to try and keep BG away from them, because if he shoots, I shoot, and then everybody shoots.
All right.
So,
so you try to make haste and get it far away to where the site is?
Get a little bit of distance on us, yeah, and then hopefully some elevation. I've got my goggles I want to try and use or something.
All right.
Try to get some vision, some intel.
So, give me a skullduggery check as after about 5 minutes of making a quick jog underneath this low-lying underground alleyway,
I think it's
you
too
find
yellow.
a large grate above. They're standard. They come up every so often, and you climb up into a small service tunnel that goes up to one of the nearby street lights that illuminates with various laser lights, particular parts of interest, security things. But there's an internal security structure that you can climb up. You're on from the inside. It's for maintenance and things.
Okay.
So you can climb up inside one of those.
Let's do that. What would you like me to roll my skullduggery against?
Skullduggery against 2 purple.
2 purple.
As you're trying to open the maintenance hatches and get into this good site.
So, we got 1 blank here. We've got 2 advantage here and 2 threats here, so they'll cancel. So we're left with 1 advantage.
All right, so you're looking it over. You realize that like they've changed a little bit of the protocols here. The lock they're using isn't the normal one. It looks like an older model that you don't have any of the passcodes for. It does look like you could blow it open though. Like just with a few shots of your disruptor.
I've got to try. I also have a holdout blaster in case that's a little more, a little better for the story.
That would work.
Unmodded, stock as can be, holdout blaster.
Yeah, so you just so you want to
BG, no minigun yet.
BG threateningly spins his barrel at the obstinate lock.
So I'll take the holdout and remove the lock via blaster.
All right, so Cal just reaches down, deploys from his small blaster. The lock melts at the hinge and falls off. You look down at it. Silly mechanical locks. You never bothered to really learn how to pick them. It's the digital locks that make more sense. You wonder what the hell these boffins are doing. They're so far behind the times.
Weirdos.
And you begin to climb up into the laser light tower. It's about a 3-story climb on the inside. BG, it doesn't really fit for a Droideka of your girth. So what do you want to do? Do you want to try to like scramble inside? It'll be pretty difficult. Or do you want to wait down here for him?
I would probably post by the door.
All right.
So if people came after him.
So there's like this semi-spherical door that has the lock broken off. So BG kind of like rolls up inside underneath Gank and kind of like reaches underneath, not Gank. Gank's his species, underneath Cal.
That's racist.
Yeah. BG kind of like reaches forward and pulls the door half shut with his like double hammers stacked through the door frame as he peers out on the inside.
Yeah.
It's a scary door.
So you get up to the top of this laser light tower. It's about a 3-story tower. Up at the top, there's about a 4-foot by like 6-foot maintenance section, and up there's a series of high-powered laser projection lights that they use for street lights for the nearby blocks. Just small laser sets to have low amperage lighting directly on where they need it. You can see it's also sweeping around, and you're familiar with these. The security terminal in here as well is patching through a type of surveillance. You can also look through the various hatches. You can just unscrew a few of the laser ports and pop them out. You can have a good view around of the area.
Sure.
You're just one house over from this really small 1-story little place this guy is renting or owning. And it's mostly obscured by a large 3-story. When you look out and you look down, you see the neighbors in this 3-story have a rather large party going on. It's a little surprising. The shifts are pretty heavy right now. There are not a lot of people off work. But as you look down, you see the telltale signs of a party that is less than legal. You can see the various black market goods that are traveling around.
Sticks.
Yeah.
Some spice.
Yeah. So you have a good visual of the Mark's house and the outlying buildings around it.
Okay. I'm kind of a noob, and I have scanner goggles, but I didn't write down what they do. I think all they do is enhance my vision. I don't think there's any other mechanical benefit.
You're in such a good position that it doesn't really need anything other than just looking around.
Okay.
Anything in particular you look for? Any things you take note of?
Just look for windows in his house, open windows, lights on.
You can only see most of his backyard. Then there's that large gout of an alley that goes down. You can actually see still some of the smears down in the underground alley. You're looking down through the grates in the back alley. You can see the smears of that little birdie that had some feathers still by. BG left quite the trail to where you guys were.
Okay. Nice.
But yeah, you can see about half of his backyard. You don't know his comings and goings, so you don't know if this is a good time. You're also quite cramped up in here, as well as you're looking through small laser ports. So it's not exactly the best location to take a shot from, unless you were to like modify this housing in some way. It does give you a good layout, and there's a very busy party going on next door.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm half torn to go to the party. Well, if it's not a good shooting location, we've got to take this guy out.
you do have a good layout. Like you've seen the layout of his house, and now you've also set personalized on it. You kind of have he's next to 2 3-story buildings. He's a pretty good location, and you have a full view of his neighbors' backyards. All of these suites here have a very indoor-outdoor living style.
Okay, all right. Are we able to get on top of one of the 3-story buildings that are beside it? I would assume that would have us looking down.
You'd have to go out and come here from a different direction, and you would be able to do it, but it'd be a pretty challenging stealth maneuvering without some other sort of intelligence.
Okay.
BG, you're down in the bottom sector, and you're looking down this large alleyway, and another one of these huge rumbling droid trucks that's collecting refuse comes humbling down the inner corridor. You notice that of particular interest, it appears to be like tootling on in a binary tune.
What is it? Just singing?
Yeah.
I start singing back. Naturally.
The
only choice.
The large, heavy droid brain truck drives past as it's singing away. It's a small binary tune, and then BG's just humming along. Up in top, you can hear the rhythmic beeping resonating up the tube you've climbed up. The truck kind of stops and slowly backs up until it's looking into the dark space. One of the headlights turns and shines through the gap.
I'm gonna like flip my hands back down over the guns and just be like.
Fantastic. The headlight blinks at you, and yeah, give me a charm check.
We're doing all these things so far that are like, oh no, it works. Aha, 1 green.
1 green. All right, fantastic. It's against 1 purple.
Hey!
That's even odds.
Ha!
Wow!
Awesome. That is 1 success and 1 advantage. So the droid truck finishes the blink at you. It finishes the small binary tune, and then begins to rumble off back down the passageway.
Bye, buddy.
It honks as you roll away. So what's Cal's plan up top?
To be honest, out of character, I'm not totally sure. I'm a sniper. That's basically... I'm not good at just running up in his house necessarily and making that happen that way. So I want to get myself in some sort of advantageous position. I don't know if we want to send BG forward and I can try and stay where I'm at, or if I should move to another location. Out of character, I'm not really sure.
Any ideas out of character, BG?
You,
yeah,
with your gun wrapped up, could go to the party. Or, this is a one-shot. I could just roll up beside the party and start shooting.
We could do either. I've thought of both of those. So this
That'd
party...
be really bad. The police would be on us, like, immediately.
So this planet's very nice, so I'm assuming the people at the party aren't walking around with blasters on their hips.
Or you could try to find a guard, kill the guard, take his armor, go to that apartment that we shot someone at, tell them you're the police and you're going to investigate, post up in there, shoot the dude from that apartment, and we can run away.
That's some Ocean's shit right there, I think.
Also, when you look down at this rather elaborate party going on, none of them are carrying weapons. Most of them aren't carrying much of anything. But there is a rather obscene amount of illicit substances being passed around.
So he's in there.
It doesn't appear to be. It's almost entirely human and Twilight women. There's about 3 looking like company men, 3 Bothans. But other than that, of the 30 or so partygoers that you're looking down on next to this guy's house that has the mark, nothing of any particular interest other than no weapons, lots of drugs.
Okay.
We could, if everyone's super high, we could probably just roll in and be very weird about things. And then if they ever, like, catch us, go right into their face and just be like, "You're just high," and then walk away. And
Let's
we
do
could
it.
like post up in their house and then try to shoot the dude.
So like the dude where's my car version of Jedi mind tricks.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it. We go to the party. I go to the party with my
Droideka.
Droideka.
Don't have any force abilities. The force doesn't give a fuck about them, but Destiny does. Speaking of which, let's roll some Destiny dice because we don't have Destiny points set up. That is 1 dark side Destiny point.
Is that on our side this time?
No.
It didn't. Okay, I'm re-rolling that. That totally didn't roll at all.
Yeah, it just landed flat on the ground.
That was a roll, and it was the exact same.
All right. So what we are sitting on is 2 dark side points. To give you guys a little primer on Destiny's aspect of this game, the basic core mechanic of this game is that characters that have been affected by the world at large, whether it be the Force or not, are affected by the fates of Destiny. Star Wars is a universe where really only a few people matter, so let's just focus on them. In this case, I'm betting these guys, Destiny's just here for a short layover. So, two dark side points. Dark side points are used by the GM, light side points are used by the players, despite the logical incongruencies with their modus operandi. So, we're going to have BG roll up on this party.
I'll come rolling in right after.
Everyone's gonna start screaming and running away, probably.
Yeah.
If they're on death
From
sticks.
where
I'm
you're-
unsure what to do, so let's just make something happen.
From where you're above them, you're about medium range for this party, and you can use your blaster pistol through these holes in this laser tower. BG,
That's true.
You look up at the corrugation of the walls here. You
We
could
could-
probably make a rolling jump up to the grates and then climb out by popping one of the grates in the alley. You'd be directly behind this party. You can vaguely hear it above, but the rather beautiful noise curtains these properties have isolated it largely.
A out of character idea again could be you like shoot a random laser shot intentionally missing, and then I like dive over the wall and I'd be like, I will protect you. Like pretend to, but you would have to suggest that to me. Anyways, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go start clambering towards this wall.
Okay, cool. So you look down the laser tube, and BG appears to be wandering off on his own again. You can hear as the large Droideka ball clatters across the ground, and you hear a tink tink tink. And make me an athletics roll. Actually, sorry, coordination.
That's much better for me.
Yeah. It's against 1 purple dice and 2 black dice.
So for this, you get to use a mixture of your characteristic and your skill to set up your dice pool. So I don't have any skill in coordination, but coordination is an agility skill, agility-based skill. So I have 6 agility, so I get 6 green dice.
So the maximum stat you can acquire in this game naturally is 6, 7 with cybernetics. So we're talking about a Droideka here who has the beautiful outcome of having 6 agility, 2 brawn, and 1s in everything else. He's a one-trick player.
2 threats, which are taken care of by this. So all the bad dice go away immediately. I succeed by a lot. I get 7 success and 2 advantage.
7 success and 2 advantage. So, with the scattering clink, 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 you actually bring up enough speed that you just cannonball out of the grate. The grate does a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles style 360 spin through the air, and you land on top of it deployed.
Nice.
Looking
Very
around, there's nobody around. There doesn't appear to be anybody that's noticed, aside from, unbeknownst to you, Cal has been watching this maneuver from above. It's probably blasé for you.
Pretty standard for the course.
The large back.
I'm a little disappointed that nobody saw.
The large back hedge has a built-in gate, but the gates here are built into part of the hedgerow, so the hedges are grown in, and there's a plasticrete sheathing to it with the hedges growing up. You know from past experience, there's like grow lights inside. They have this faint glow, these huge, thick ferned hedges. So you could like vault the wall, or you could creep open the door, or you could chase after a bird in another direction.
Cal, what do?
I don't know, BG. Where are you going?
I see a party.
You want to go to the party?
I'm a little bored.
Do you want to protect the people at the party?
Sure.
Do you want to pull a Misha?
Yes.
Cal's gonna pull out his disruptor rifle. Start unwinding all the cloth on it.
Shoot the disruptor.
Well, we gotta make a scene.
These guys have been, I believe both BG and Cal have been watching Extra Dimensional Cable.
Yes. That's a shout-out reference to WoW.
Warcraft.
Yeah.
Misha, Rexar. Misha pretends to attack a dwarf. Rexar saves the dwarf. Now he's in with the Alliance. Whatcha?
Extra Dimensional Cable.
Yep.
So
I didn't know what else to call it.
you're gonna be able to use your disruptor rifle in here, but you're gonna be facing a lot of disadvantages from just the sheer lack of mobility.
But I'm
you
not
have
trying to
in
shoot
there.
anyone.
Okay, so you're just trying to get like one
I'm
terrifying
very
blast.
near them, and I want to shoot something. I don't want to hit anyone at this point.
There's a large ice sculpture that has all manner
Perfect.
of
Let's take it
various
out.
exotic fishes on it.
And then BG, as we have an understanding, is going to save them. And then we might have some questions for these nice people we saved, like, where's Joseph Frank?
All right. So give me a shot with the disruptor against 2 difficulty. It's medium range.
4 green, 2 yellow.
You're gonna gain a boost because it's a stationary object. But you're still gonna have to deal with 3 black dice for disadvantages. Dealing with the fact that you can barely angle the rifle in the right way, and you're like holding it up against the hole and like sighting
I don't know what
down
the
and then
difficulty
holding
is.
it back.
Difficulty is 2 purple for.
2 purple, medium range shot.
Okay, and then 3 disadvantage.
And I also, one of those purples is going to be affected by a point of destiny.
Oh.
What this does, this flips the destiny counter from having 2 dark side
God.
over to 2 dark side and 1 light side. Sorry, 1 dark side, 1 light side. So the point that the GM spends flips to the other side. This upgrades the purple dice to a red dice, which you can see over... Wrong foot pedal. You can see over here, the red dices, like the yellow dices, have triumphs and despairs on them. They're the only ones that happen. Triumphs and despairs are extremely powerful effects. This is the only one that happens. Effectively, it's rolling a 12 on that d12.
I have 2 extra boosts because my gun has accurate 2, just so you know.
So you line up your shot.
This is a lot of dice. Okay, so I'll take this blank out right away. Get the blanks out of there, yeah. So this is 2 failures. This will be countered by these 2 success. We've got advantage in right here. We've got these 2 can go here. We've got this can go here. So it looks like we are left with 2 success and 2 advantages.
3 advantage.
3 advantages.
All right.
That's right, yeah.
Anything you particularly want to spend these advantages on? Advantages can be spent by players to pass on things such as additional boost die to next actions, gaining extra maneuvers, recovering strain, which is like a mental wound penalty in this game.
I'm going to pass a boost dice to the
All
next
right.
action. And then I'm wondering if I can use 2 advantage to notice a detail. Do I notice anything at Joseph Frank's apartment or flat?
Yeah. As you fire down with the disruptor pistol, you reach up as you hear the as the cascade of this large ice sculpture blows apart. You hear a few screams, but also like 1 or 2 like whoops of like people who are so inebriated they just see something happen and like, ooh, interesting. But as well, when you're looking down, you realize that one of the Boffin men down there, you actually recognize from earlier when you were looking over the data pad, looking at your mark, who he's dealing with, where he's coming from. He's been mainly selling to executives, and he's kind of on the inside, despite having absolutely nothing to do with Harbringer Corp. One of the men that he's been seen with often, you've heard him of the rumors as very often, is Pazal.
This isn't what I'm writing.
Pazal Derar. Pazal Derar is upper level management He's an up-and-comer. He's been recently flown out from some of the homeworld sections of the Bothan Empire. Zazul is a really top producer in a few of their new sales to what you guys don't know is some Empire things. But yeah, some new age weaponry. You know that he's in extremely tight with your mark.
And he's at the party, sorry?
You notice that he's at the party.
Okay.
Before, he was indisposed in a manner of which that you couldn't make out his lovely Bothan muzzle. Now it's very clear that he's there.
Understood.
He raises up to be like, "Ah, what's going on?" So,
Am I in there?
yeah, do you vault the wall? Or do
BG,
you, like,
now's
open
the
door?
time.
Yes, I vault the wall.
All
And I'm
right.
gonna like deploy and point up towards Richard and I'm gonna play an audio recording of someone being like, "It's okay, you're all safe. I have you now."
Like a
Sorry.
sample?
Yeah.
First, give me a coordination check to vault the wall.
Like,
as you roll up the 6-foot plasticine embankment and fly through about 12 feet of hedge.
Hell yeah. Like a bumblebee. A
Like it?
bumblebee.
Yep.
Yeah.
Extracurricular cable.
What is it against?
Yeah.
It's against 2 purple. Sorry, 1 purple and 1 black.
These 3 success cancel out those 3 failures. Succeed by 1, 3 advantages. Wow, that's actually pretty
He
close.
was actually supposed to have a boost, but it's going to make no difference. He'll take a boost on the next roll.
Yeah, take the boost on the charm. So you come flying, sailing over the top. The Droideka ball rolls through, ferns blasting in all directions. The 3 of the cascading pieces of fish manage to sail past him as he unfolds, Matrix style, going through the onslaught of fish. And the what voice line plays at full blast over your outboard speakers?
Like a very cheesy movie sounding, obviously not my voice, like human baritone, like, "It is okay, do not panic, I have you now."
Awesome. So the voice from last year's Hollow Vid epic, Die Hard 7 million.
7 million.
The Die Hardening.
You know what? I think that's an amazing idea if he only speaks in pre-recorded audio clips.
Yeah.
That would help his one into.
Fantastic. He unfolds and lands with a heavy crushing blow onto a large, well occupied lawn chair. He lands in such a way that he's entirely over top of its occupant, who just faints.
It's okay. He's there to save her.
Yep.
All
Or
right.
him.
Now, give me that charm check.
Oh, jeez.
I believe that's 1 green and a boost.
Fantastic. This is going to be against 3 purple difficulties,
So this would be where the odds are not with you.
Yes.
2 disadvantages,
Oh my goodness.
and 2 boosts. These boosts are gained from the stacking of the amazing coordination, the great choice of lines, and the rather impressive abilities of his ally.
So there's
Just
4
in case
dice
you're
for
wondering,
me.
the odds are still.
Destiny!
Oh, jeez. See, I was thinking about using ours, but
Now there's 2 points on the light side. You can totally use your destiny as well, and we'll jump back to 1-1. We'll have some balance.
or
to the
we can just
force.
intentionally fail it and use the destiny to shoot everything.
Hey,
figure we
kill
got
some
about an-
younglings. Come on, go for destiny. You gotta bring some balance.
Nothing brings balance like killing children.
Oh, God. On second
Oh,
thought, he
jeez.
kills the prostitute that he landed on.
Should be good.
Oh
Oh,
no.
that stupid blank.
Oh, so I failed by a shit ton, but I think I got advantages. So there's 2 advantages and like a billion fails.
Fantastic. So,
5 fails,
5 fails.
2 advantages.
So somewhere out in this party, as you come over the sound curtain, you hear the rhythmic urban beats that are pumping along of the Bothan youth.
I
Rather
thought you were gonna say my big garbage truck just came back.
rather unclassily with the middle-aged Bothans who are currently here with this arrangement of entertainment. Rather surprisingly, it comes to a screeching record halt, despite the fact that records aren't here. And with one voice, almost everyone screams and runs away in every direction. 3 people fall into the pool, 1 person begins drowning, another person goes full cat into screen door against the glass door. Most of the other people manage to make it into the house and running off. A moment later, you hear the low radio frequency of the alarm.
Well, did we see in which direction Pazel took off?
Pazel, he was one of the last to get up. Yeah, you do. He was one of the last to get up. It took him a while. You realize that he's more than a little bit snuffed out, and he's one of the last people to get in. He actually stops to look down at the rather unconscious woman who's screen doored, the cat style. Well, he just looks down, looks her over, shrugs, and then runs inside. Everyone else seems to be running through the building. He's running upstairs.
Okay.
You can see him passing up through the large glass
Jump
stairwell.
upstairs.
That's where I'm going too.
Awesome. So
Do not fear, I am here to save you.
you like
Stop resisting our saving.
you roll up one of the heavy set lawn chairs and like smash through the glass on the second story.
And I'm gonna start playing like action music. I am here, your savior.
Awesome. Cal, what are you doing? Give me a coordination check.
I want to get to the second floor as well to make contact with this guy, but I'm going to go unviolently as possible and still try to pretend like I'm trying to make things okay.
You could pretend
That's
you're a
at least
party
how-
goer. A fleeing party
I'm just
goer.
covered in black, and I could sure. Let's.
Guess what?
You're
Okay.
going against 4 purple because you're trying to jump through a hardened security pane.
Death sticks, I believe I read, are akin to cigarettes, basically.
They're more akin to the Mary Jane, but yeah.
Okay, sure, but it's like a smoking stick.
It's like a Cocoa Puff. It's
So
like
I'm-
a smoking stick with cocaine in it.
I'm gonna run through the party
Yeah.
and pick up 2 of them, so they're just like in my fingers, and keep chasing towards the guy. So when he sees me, I just look more like a party goer. I've got 2 death sticks.
So you grab back your disruptor rifle and you step back and you just clutch it to your chest and you shoot down the 2 stories, grabbing on either side and kicking out the door on the main level out into the alley, and you're running for the backwards, for the back gate. And that's when you hear the smash of the computer, of the security pane.
Possibly.
Nope. 1 fail, 2 advantages.
It's when you hear the tonk, and then you hear the. As a
I'm here to save you!
Rebound off of the security pane, and while his voice box cranks out this security announcement of "I'm here for you," there's a loud thunk as the security pane repulsors launch him backwards, and his curls up into a ball, and he makes a perfect cannonball splash.
Nice.
Luckily for you, not luckily for you, luckily for someone that doesn't matter at all to you, the splash of water wakes up 1 or 2 of the people who've brained themselves. You're also now swimming with a few drowning people. And this is when Cal climbs up over the wall and presses through the fern. You roll out and you realize that your Droideka is at the bottom of the pool, and he's trying to figure out how to get out.
I think I'll just say over the comm link, "Not now, BG. We've got to work."
I'm pretty agile. I'm pretty sure I can figure out how to get up.
You don't exactly float, and you can't exactly roll up
But
the wall.
I could jump.
Yeah, I guess you kind of like clamber over by digging into the pool skin. You realize that there's actually a person hanging on to you. They've just grabbed on from trying to hold. And you start climbing up the edges. All of a sudden, his hammers emerge, and you guys are left in a complete wasteland of a party. There's 3 or so people that haven't quite made it out. On the 3rd floor, Cal notices, looking down, is Pazel. He apparently has like stopped and looking down. He's peering over the glass. He's come just close enough to the wall that you can only see his head. So he's probably standing pretty far back, and he's like peering out at you guys inquisitively.
Oh, okay, I thought I was inside, so I'm out by the pool.
You went down and then went across the alley and went up and over the fence.
Okay.
So you are down behind the pool as BG is climbing up next to you.
Okay, well, I'm going to reach down and help BG up.
All right.
Pretty heavy.
Yeah, you grab on and
I have a
you're
cybernetic
like,
arm.
this was, yeah.
And legs.
It just pulls him in. You reel in. He rolls around. One of the people starts guttering up various swallowed fluids that has been dragged in by you before, like, kind of just curling up in the fetal position. They clearly appear to be far past their rocker. So what direction are you guys going? There appears to be a man watching you from the 3rd story, and your Mark's house is over the wall on the other side. And you can vaguely hear an airspeeder's throm as it's rocketing through, probably security flying in overhead, soon to come over.
BG has an idea.
I'm gonna play Kendrick Lamar's song about how the Popo are killing all of us.
All right. So
An MP3 from 2000.
I mean, Kendrico Laminar.
Kendriki Laminar, the absolute top of the charts from the core worlds, Twi'lek booty dancing, new age pop star, rocking the outer world beats.
Yeah.
All right, I wish I could do something horrible to you. So, at that point, as the beats start going out about "Don't be killing us," a huge double repulsor airspeeder launches in, blasting away the ferns. Lights cycle out.
Already?
2 huge beams clicker down. I'm doing something horrible to you.
Because music?
What's Cal doing?
I wanted to go up
Cal's
to the
had a
3rd
little
floor,
bit of
but
time to
now
get the
I'm not
fuck
sure.
Where's Cal?
I wanted to go up to the 3rd floor. That was my original plan. I want to go into this guy's little
All right.
apartment and have a talk with him.
So before the airspeeder comes in and does with the music what should be done with it, Cal looks down at BG playing this extremely offensive tune against all sensibilities of the Outer Rim. And how are you gonna go up? You're gonna go through the building and like chase him up there. All right.
I don't want to come in an extreme hostile way, so I'm going to use the regular stairs.
All right. So you kind of like just walk in slowly while mean mugging this guy who's looking at you.
Once I get to the 3rd floor, yeah.
What are you doing with your disruptor rifle as you walk in?
It's on my back. I've got quick draw, so I figure I can throw it back there pretty quickly.
All right. So it's on your back, but it's not like covered in fabrics or anything.
Yeah, if we can cover it up. I think I would have time to have done that, so we'll cover it up.
All right. So yeah, you begin slowly, methodically, intimidatingly walking up and down this man's house. Most of these houses are kind of see-through front to back and largely opaque on the outsides where they're made of Durasteel. The insides have lots of glass and clean aesthetics. As you're walking up and down...
I'm gonna spin up behind Cal and say over our ganks, like complaining that nobody ever likes my music, and then just like roll up beside him and keep going.
I have a feeling Cal is always supportive of BG and kind of is aware of his social differences. So I'll just calmly tell BG, I enjoy your music, and once we're done with this, we'll listen to the entire album.
Fantastic. You hear...
over the Gank comm, which I can turn off sometime.
You hear the thrumming of the dual repulsor airspeeder as it flies in overhead. It's out of sight from you guys as you're inside the building, but you can hear it making rounds, setting off its standard PA system of security is now here, return to your homes, difficulties will be dealt with, you are safe, be assured, be assured. Harbringer Corp seeks to bring unity and peace to all of its staff, repeating over and over. You know that they probably have about 4 or 5 like well-armed guards and a single assault droid as a support unit.
Okay. So have I made short-range contact with Pizzelle?
You're like outside of the room that he was in.
Okay.
Give me a perception check.
Oh, jeez.
1 green.
Almost.
What kind of difficulty?
It is against his stealth, so it's against 2 purple, 2 red.
Alrighty, he's a stealthy guy. And the odds of me winning this are extremely low. So that's going to get rid of that. And then That's going to get rid of that. So we are left with no fails, actually, just 4 threats.
Awesome. So, you creak open the door, and you peer in, and around the same time you notice that there's a security hatch that's open with a set of emergency stairs that are lowered down onto his bed. Is around the same time you notice the tripwire you set off. BG, you're outside. You're a little further away. I need you guys to roll the weapons for me because I have I moved it around. I can get there actually. So it is a blast, and I am going to upgrade one of these skills.
I think you're out, friend.
You didn't respend, did you? All right. I don't have any
Unspend.
destiny point. There we go. Do you guys have any defense?
I do
BG
not.
has defense from being in cover on the outside of the room.
So I also have another defense
You also have another defense.
from armor.
All right, so this is against BG as the blast rocks the building.
We don't know you.
Yeah.
We don't know your wounds.
Yeah.
It is 10 plus your 10 plus your
Brawn.
brawn plus 1 for durable because you're a droid.
Strain.
Strain.
Strain is, I believe it's 8
10
plus your willpower because you're a droid. Might be 10. Let's go with 10. It's a one shot.
Comes to 11. So that's not that high. That's good.
Oh my God! Get wrecked.
Look at all those blanks.
This is against BG.
Look at all of the blanks.
Literally nothing.
Literal
That is
nothing.
a pretty insane one. So BG, there's this
Wow.
there's this massive explosion up ahead. We'll figure out how exactly he managed to survive that in a second. How's your defense?
0.
Cal.
I'm a sniper.
I have a dice that disappeared, and my pupper is trying. Move, pupper. My pupper is really worried about the storm. Anybody see where that black dice went? I think my dog just took it.
Right by
There.
your right toe.
Aha! That's a foot. I apologize for the foot.
One of the first
You have one
feet on
defense,
stream.
right?
0.
0 defense.
I am snipe.
Alright, so you only have 1 from the door where he had 2 from the door. Alright, what's going on there? This is a situation where it's an NPC attacking, so they want failures and threats.
Yeah, very good. So we have got 1 succeed and 1 advantage.
1 success and
1 success, yeah. Not 1 succeed.
1 success and 1 advantage. Alright, so 1 success. What is your soak?
5.
5? Alright, so you take 7 wound damage as you are blown backwards out of the door. That's after the soak.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, 7's after the soak.
After the soak.
Yeah, that's why I asked your soak first.
So I succeeded.
No, other way.
No,
he
succeeded.
succeeded.
Okay.
The grenade exceeded.
Okay.
And now we know why BG is okay, because the only thing that smashes into BG is Cal. Boom! And with a loud crumpling, the wall collapses, the central retaining support wall of this building, and you hear the roof shudder.
Caught you!
Thanks. I think.
You hear the launching sound of thrusters up on the roof through the echoing in your ears, and you hear the security patrol above sail off, roaring with repulsors as the sirens kick up. Halt! Return! Return!
Return where?
They're chasing after the man on the roof who left.
Oh, I see.
You heard his jetpack or repulsor
Okay.
pack or some sort of thruster
Okay.
pack. And you're left in eerie silence, recovering from an explosion to the face.
I'm gonna search the room for medical supplies.
Yeah, you stumble up into the blasted room. Most of the goods are gone. His emergency ladder's hanging in tatters. You find some in his bathroom behind his medicine cabinet. Patch yourself up. The emergency med kit's of a rather high grade, so it does eject a stim patch for you, so you can heal 5. But you're only able to you're able to do pretty much nothing. You're generally able to fix up one strain. You feel a little better, but the actual wounds, aside from the stim patch, the Bacta, nothing else did much. All of a sudden, the sirens, the alarm, the security protocol, the security repulsor craft is chasing off this man.
I don't think I have any way to chase him because he's flying. I just roll places.
True.
Give me a perception, BG.
But I healed 5 wounds.
5 because it ejected a stim patch.
Right.
Oh, you need a difficulty. It's against 2 purple and a red.
Oh, yeah, let's say the same. So we have 2 failures because a despair counts as a failure, 2 threats, and, well, a despair.
Despair also counts as something interesting.
Okay, so technically just 1 threat.
1 threat and a despair. In the immortal words of all GMs ever, roll initiative.
Okay.
Cool or vigilance?
Vigilance.
Hey, that's good.
How many hits did you get? 1 triumph. All right.
1 success, 3 advantage.
How does 1 triumph even work?
Just on top.
So it's 1 success with like a boom? Oh, it just goes on
All
top.
the
You're
success.
on top.
That makes sense.
3 successes and 2 advantages. So, BG,
Yes.
with a massive explosion, the remains of the wall behind you of the bedroom are blown away as 2 men in jet black, heavy-set, thick armored suits blow open the door with 2 heavy repeating blasters. As they rip and tear, the ball just gets blown to bits. A voice yells over, "Get him!" BG, however, just on the pure luck of the moment, you were looking right over here, and you were so unfazed by the exploding wall that you barely noticed. You're like, "Hey, look, targets!" BG goes first.
Okay.
Wonderful. Targets.
So I have 6 agility and 4 skill in ranged heavy. So I roll 4 yellows, 2 greens, and then my guns have accurate 2 on them. So I roll 2 blue dice as well. And then what is that against?
And these guys are short range. They are across a room from you. They're almost engaged, despite the fact that they each have heavy repeating blasters. They have these huge packs on their back the size of like 2 small R2 droids, and they're carrying rifles that are the size of people, and they've just blown open the wall. You somehow didn't notice these guys sneaking up the stairs downstairs. Despair.
Despair, yeah. Fair.
And you take a look over them. They're short range. They're 1 purple. They are adversary 1, which is a talent that NPCs use to be more difficult to deal with. So they have 2 purple to shoot against.
And then I'm adding 1 because I'm dual wielding.
And 1 defense. Dual wielding double hammers.
Defense is black, right?
Yeah, defense is 1 black for them.
Wow, I have no idea what those emoticons are that this person just shared.
Interesting. I have no idea either.
While you roll, I'm going to steal your phone.
Hopefully this works really well. Oh god.
That is quite the roll that just happened.
Okay, so both of these get canceled out by this 1 boost, which is really good.
Yep.
And then this is just blank, so that goes away. This advantage gets rid of that threat, and then everything else remains. So those are 4 advantages. This is just a success. So there's 3 success, 4 advantages so far, and then these are both. So there's, 5 success and 7 advantages.
All right, so how are you going to use your advantages? He can use his advantages to things like trigger critical wound hits, activate his second weapon to hit as well, using his dual wielding abilities where you can use advantages to get some hits. He can drop crits.
Maybe.
He has blast as well, so you could like activate that an additional time.
Oh, I can do it an additional time?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Do I have to pay to activate knockdown?
Knockdown happens automatically. It's already happened.
Okay.
These huge guns spin up, and both these guys are blown off their feet, rolling backwards as shells that shoot shells launch out from these spinning barrels.
So they're gonna take the boatload of initial damage, and the.
Are you activating the second gun?
Yes.
And are you are you shooting one gun at each target or two guns at one target? They're close enough together that you could attack the second one.
Yeah, I'll attack the second one.
All right, so
They
both guns.
blast over.
So the Droideka deploys both guns, turns out to a little bit, I forgot the name for an obtuse angle. The barrels spin up, and the guys get rolled over backwards. They're huge cases, grinding huge scratches across the ground. Cal, this is around the time you peek out from the bathroom. What the fuck is going on out here? And what's your damage?
Okay. How much does it cost to activate the second gun?
2.
2. So that takes that out of the play. I still have 4 advantage
Unless you
left.
have them balanced.
I technically didn't do that.
All right, cool.
I totally would have, but I technically didn't do that.
Give it to him.
Give it to him. It's 150 credits. You can have them balanced.
It's
Okay,
literally
cool.
150 and no hard
So
points.
1 advantage.
1
And
advantage.
we did talk about it last
Yeah,
night.
we were
I thought
talking
it,
about advantage.
I thought you
We
took
built
it.
these characters in like 2.5 hours,
didn't.
which is
Yeah,
for new
never
people
actually
playing
did
this
it.
game actually pretty damn fast.
Yeah, we flew through a lot of stuff. And then I want to activate blast. So how much
You
additional?
don't have to activate blast if you hit.
But you said you can do it an additional time. Did you say that?
Yeah, but
I don't know if that actually makes sense.
No, because that's just me muttering off incorrectly.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. You could activate blast to hit targets that you wouldn't have hit with the regular hit.
Okay. Yeah. So then I don't know. I guess crit, which costs freaking 4, and then pass 1 advantage to Richard.
All right, do you crit which target do you crit?
The dude hardest for Richard to shoot.
All right, cool. So you shoot the guy over on your left side. Sorry, on your right side. He's got a bad angle from Cal's angle from the bathroom. So
Tighter to the building.
what's the damage on each guy?
It's 5. So it's 15 damage plus blast.
15 damage. All right, that's mitigated by their heavy armor and their bronze. So they take a damage less than that, but these huge ripping damages. An incredibly tough dude has like 15 wounds. So if these guys were just standing there, in the nude, like most of the partygoers were, they would be complete and utter paste. But in this case, some of their armor has like huge sections on it. One of them's bleeding from the neck. One's bleeding from the face. Part of the helmet.
That didn't include the blast.
I know.
Okay.
Part of the helmet on one side is blown open. But as well as being blown back, these guys have rolled over and they have these burnt singe marks all down each side as the blast damages the other target as he fired on 2 targets. So additionally, what's the blast value of your gun?
6.
6. So as well as taking the base damage of 15, they also take the 6 blast damage from the alternate targets. The second target doesn't do the extra hits. It's only activated.
Yeah. Okay.
So one of them takes 4 less. So one of them was 11, one takes 15, and they both take plus 6.
So I'll do the less damage to the one that's easier for Richard to hit.
All right, cool. So.
I still need to do critical wounds on the guy.
And then roll a critical wound on the guy on the right. This is where they roll a D100.
68.
68.
You got any vicious?
Nope. None at all. Not talents or gun.
So this guy, the large shell, these hammers shoot slugs that as they launch out explode, shooting pellets like a shotgun across the target. One of these guys on the right side, the shell didn't disengage in time on one of the spinning barrels, and it didn't actually detonate, but the huge, heavy, probably 6-ounce shell hit him right in the face. His senses are scattered, and he cannot use any boost dice from any skill checks for the end of the encounter. As he's rolling around the ground, his face is bleeding, and the mask is broken, and an unexploded shell is lodged in the mask. All right, it is their go. They stumble and roll, and they try to get up. It's so difficult for them to heat up their guns. They both turn and lean out on towards BG. What'd you do for your maneuver, BG?
Take some damn cover.
Yeah. Try to find. There's that wall just got blown down.
There's a bathroom on the other side. You can jump out the window. Well, maybe not. You didn't make it out the window last time.
Well, there's a hole where
There's a hole in the roof.
Yeah. I'll try to get up on the roof.
Take some cover.
All right. So
And is there okay, I guess I wouldn't know this. but I'd hope that there's some kind of like, you know how roofs will often have in these types of areas, they'll have like, oh, the cooling unit or the AC unit or whatever it is on top. So I'll try to get up there and get behind that.
You leap up onto the roof. These guys bring out their massive, heavy repeating blasters. They label them against their shoulders. They lean back heavy and just... These huge blasts rip up the wall and the ripping up into the ceiling above. They're gonna keep shooting at you. These guns can actually not care about the wall to some extent, so you're going to not have perfect cover because they're basically using mounted turrets as handheld guns. We're talking about those huge blasters that takes 2 stormtroopers to wield. These massive brawny dudes are each having one in their hands hanging down on their side. They appear like vaguely human-sized. Especially the one who has the busted open face. He definitely appears human.
So just for curiosity's sake, the knockdown, they just use their maneuver to get up?
They use their maneuver to climb up as they ludge their guns up.
Yeah.
And you want to let the pup out, Rich?
Puppy.
The pupper! Alright, so they're going to take their shots. So these guys are rolling 2 greens and 2 yellows because they have 4 agility. And they have, well, actually they have 3 agility, but they have an additional skill from their armor. They have 4 agility and 2 skill in gunnery. And they are shooting against short range, which is a single purple dice, because he's not very far away. However, we're in pretty much the most extreme case of cover you can deal with. They are going to be shooting against
defense.
4 defense from cover and his defense. We are out of black dice.
Got it.
More dice!
So you need 2 more?
2 more. There's a maximum cover that they can actually have a chance of shooting through. If they were using lighter weaponry, they wouldn't even have a chance in hell for this. Not even a chance.
Uh-oh. They fail.
First one.
Wait.
No. Even.
They don't succeed.
Yeah. So, and then what's the advantage and threats?
1 advantage.
1 advantage.
Alright, so they pass a boost on to the next guy. The huge amount of damage rips up the wall. Huge sections begin to crumble in. The already weakened wall, weakened ceiling begins to crumble in as BG's high sense of agility barely manages to keep him steady as he's teetering back and forth, about to fall into this crumbling building, which is crumbling down on top of Cal and these men. Next shot, as there are 2 of these terrifying guys.
Hope they don't hit me, but drop the ceiling, just so I come back down and they go, hello!
From the severe damage they've done to the ceiling, they're only going to be taking 2 disadvantage. The cover has been severely compromised.
Yeah.
So it's only 2, plus your 1 defense against the 1 purple. This is one of those situations where do you want to spend some destiny to upgrade their difficulty?
Can I see?
You could if you want. You got the upper hand by a little bit.
You're good.
Maybe.
He's gonna
Should
let
we do
it
it?
roll, ladies and gentlemen. He's gonna let
Yeah,
it roll.
we'll just
You guys
Oh.
are gonna let it roll.
Let it roll.
Let's see what we got. That's not good. That's not good.
What are you talking about? That yellow can take out. Oh,
We
no.
don't want yellow. They succeed by
Oh,
1.
that's right.
And they have 2 advantage.
So as this heavy repeating blaster tears up the ceiling, ripping through, the ceiling explodes in a shard of plascrete.
I think I'm like 2 HP. Anyways.
16 damage as the last repeating blaster slams into BG-57's chest. You take 16 damage.
Yes, I have 1 HP.
1 HP. This huge blaster bolt slams into his lower torso, ripping apart the lower sections of his undercarriage. huge of his 3 legs, one of them has a massive rip as he wiggles out wildly. Luckily, he's had agility. He like cranks it back in as he teeters forward, nearly falling down through the pit as the last bits of rubble crash in a huge dust cloud all around them. Looking up, Cal, you see BG has almost no armor remaining across his front, chest, torso, and down along the intersections of, if he was not a droid, his groin.
BG, be careful.
Cal, it's your go.
So I have vision on these guys.
Yes, but there's an incredibly dense dust cloud, giving 2 black dice and disadvantage to make visuals on them. You can barely make them out. The high glow of the overheated rifles, the sets of their armor, the burn marks on them, you can barely make them out.
Okay. So I'll pull up my disruptor rifle. I've got quick draw on it, so that's not a problem.
So you pull the rifle out, you grab both cloths, give it a rip. The rifle does a flying spin as he grabs it out of the air, brings into the shoulder.
And when I look down the scope, I can see right through all of that dust because I do have a sight that allows me to remove 2 of those black die.
So from Cal's perspective, he sights up on this huge pile of...
I lied to you. I can't be that kind of player. That's in our other game.
Your other game!
Sorry.
So he pulls up and has the dead reckon.
Yes, I do not have that advantage. I would love to have that right now, but I don't. I'm all about shooting from extremely long range.
He has a gun that's extremely adept at dealing with environmental
Yes, not
effects.
in this one.
Yeah.
Honesty is important. Hey, but I am going to take an aim, so I'll give myself another boost there.
All
so
right.
I'll build
So
my
you can
dice.
quick draw as an incidental. You whip out the gun, bring it up to the shoulder. You take a long, steady aim. At this short range with this massive long-range disruptor, you're only dealing with 1 difficulty dice, 1 purple dice on the shot you're taking against. Are you going to spend any destiny? You had 2 difficulty for the vision. Are you going to spend any destiny to upgrade this check?
I am not.
Even with BG upstairs, a
Thing is,
fraction of a moment from death?
I can only target 1, and the dice roll is extremely in my...
Yeah.
There's no kill like overkill. Come on, man.
That's true. That's
And I'm
true.
gonna just come down next turn too.
So we're good?
I think so.
BG thinks we're good. We're good. He's a droid. Okay. So we'll get these blanks out of here. We've got this and this will get out of here, and this blank will get out of here. And this will get out of here. So I have... Oh.
You're looking for it. Yeah,
There
that's
we
the
go.
advantages.
So there's 1 success.
Oh,
So I do hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 advantage.
Can you blow up the unexploded shell in the guy? Because that's the guy that you're not shooting.
That
at.
would be, yes, ideal.
I don't know if that's.
We got to figure out how to spend all this advantage. Well, that could be narrated
do
because...
damage first, I guess.
yeah.
Okay.
Though that other guy is far enough out, he's gonna have difficulty with the vision on that. So
Okay.
you need to try it for that one.
Okay.
Close though.
Okay.
You do have 8 advantages to spend on this guy.
Right.
And what is your weapon crit on again?
2.
2. Most guns are like
4
5s. These guys are vicious buggers.
I also have Vicious 7.
It's not gonna be doing so good.
Okay, so I will hit and crit the first guy.
What's your base damage?
10.
10 base damage. With your net hits is 11.
11, yes.
All right. You're gonna crit.
I think in the other game we were trying to figure out how to do this. I'm able to crit once and see if he dies. Like, are we able to?
You can do rolling crits.
Okay, sure. So I'll take away that. So we've got 1 crit.
Okay, roll me the D100.
74.
So he's got 74, but he
144.
also has
144.
vicious 7. So his crit result actually gets upgraded. The crit table's in a
Get another 70
D100,
stat.
but it actually goes past that. It goes all the way up to the 160s. What did you get?
A grand total of 144.
144. So,
It's because I have 2 ranks in lethal blows. So my gun's 5 vicious,
Yeah.
and 2 of my talents add 10 each.
in other words, there are people who hurt people. There are people who shoot first, and there are people who make Boba Fett look like a gentleman. That's me. This disruptor bolt lines up the shot. He sights down the barrel. dead reckoning through the bush, through the brushes. Where are the brushes? There's no brushes here. Through the dust!
Through the dust.
I blame you guys on the full fourth dimensional cable. I'm thinking that don't exist here.
Misha!
The line shoots through, and a huge section of his helmet is blown away, torn apart. He looks like he's still living, but with the amount of his open gray matter you see pooling down the side of his face, the end is nigh. That's the crit result. He will die at the end of the next initiative pass.
But he still gets his next turn.
I'm just gonna crit him again.
All right.
So we'll take away these 2 advantage for another crit, and then we'll roll this up.
He's dead.
And we get 86 plus 80s, 166.
As the disruptor bolt ripples through, tearing off a section of his face, leaving him looking like Vargos the Hutt. The disruptor energy percolates out, and
Inside
you see
jokes.
a cascading blackness rip across his gray matter as an undulating wave of flesh erupts in black dust, and a spewing Quentin Tarantino-esque style of brain and burnt erupts from the ruptured skull.
Beautiful.
He crumples
Very
in a
dead.
heap. You have some advantages left.
All right, so we do have some advantages left. I'd like to pass 1 advantage to my friend BG, so I'll take us down to 3.
And if you're on 3 successes, you can also gain defense for your next until the end of your next turn.
That's true. That's true.
Or you could spend 2 and take an extra maneuver.
I'm a little worried about BG, so I wonder if I can notice a detail that would help
I
BG
think that's
survive.
3 for like an important one.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah, 3 for pretty good detail. As you see the way the roof above is crumbling in, you don't know what the cracks are like from above, but you notice that there's a reinforced structure of a section that's uncracked, and you can holler up to BG. You can kind of see him hanging over. His proverbial guts are hanging out, and you yell over, there's a structural support a meter to your left.
Perfect.
BG, you can shuffle over and stand on a section of the ceiling that is much more robust. It's one of the arch supports that is seared off, but this section goes down the side of the wall inside the plascrete. So BG shuffles over, cycles up his hammers. What's your maneuver in action?
Would these guns be able to shoot through the floor?
Through the floor. What's their base damage?
10.
With high hits, you could, but unlike their weapons, it's not guaranteed to go through.
Okay, so I'm probably just gonna run down there.
Yeah, they're base. Well, you're standing high ground. You're directly above this guy. You've shuffled over. Not really a movement anywhere. You just moved like a foot over.
Yeah.
And you're looking down at this
Oh, I
target
can
directly
see him.
below. You can see him.
Oh, okay.
The roof's gone. You're like on the edge of the wall with a little bit of overhang.
Okay.
Yeah, these guys had a new skylight installed, but the construction crew was rather overzealous. They used blaster rifles to do it.
What's my? So it's short, and then he's a rival.
Short
And
range.
then I'm
He has
dual
adversary
wielding.
1.
Any difficulty stuff?
No, he's like straight up and open. You have a boost passed over to you as well for your
Yep.
companion's amazing shot from the rather beautiful tableau of a viscera that was painted through the air. Luckily, the disruptor energy cleaned it up, so whoever's gonna have to clean it up only has to deal with his body.
Nice.
It all
Very
burnt
nice.
off before it hit the ground.
Oh, Lord.
Alright, the purple and the green can go down. The yellow and the blue should be re-rolled. Actually, the blue doesn't have to be re-rolled. It's sitting flat enough. The yellow's cocked, though.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Alright, let's clean up some dice.
These 2 successes will counter those 2 fails.
Yeah.
These 2 advantages will counter those 2 threats. And this threat will be countered by that advantage. That was actually a really good roll for them. And
Yeah,
That was
it was.
pretty good.
they still got super wrecked. 3 hits. Oh,
3 and
that's a
5.
hit. And 5 advantage. Yeah.
Alright, so 3 hits, 5 advantage. How do you spend your advantages? Your base damage is 12?
10.
Well, plus the 2 hits.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
My base damage is 12. I'm going to shoot with the other gun.
Alright, so both guns launch down and
Even-
into him.
Yeah.
So you've got 22 damage hitting this guy in the face.
Yeah.
How do you spend the rest of your advantages?
I
Doesn't really matter because his face explodes.
I was gonna say, I think he's dead.
Yeah, the shell that's embedded in his left eye socket behind that corrupted and exploded eyeball, that is pounded in by another undetonated shell, while the other 3 shells from the other spinning arm explode in a cascade, leaving a stumped man. He's an inverse bust portrait, if you will.
An inverse
For the
bust
simpletons, the legs are the only things that's left.
Oh, no, he's got like 2
A little bit of a
lower
waist,
ribs,
okay.
a little bit, and like he's got a nice angle in there, so if like you were a sea turtle flying by, you could take a nice nap in it.
Oh,
It's a
that's
pretty
morbid
relevant-
as hell.
No, I'm just getting really accurate on the memes today. It's like a today meme.
There you go. So that's all my. So I have 3 advantage left.
You
Can
can
I?
spend a maneuver to slap yourself with a repair patch.
I can do that with my maneuver.
Or
It's an
incidental.
action.
A repair patch.
Yeah.
That's interacting with gear. That would be action.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna.
There
Slap a
would
lot
be
of those
ways
on
to
there.
set it up in such a way that you could have it like open on a pocket or something like that. But in generally, it's packed away in like a gear slot.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
So I
How much
will
advantage do you have left?
3
3.
after using some to overkill that I didn't need to use but wanted to anyways. I'm gonna look up because I'm up on top of the thing.
You're on the roof.
So I'm gonna look up at the building that we're supposed to be going to, and like this has obviously drawn attention. So I'm gonna see if the mark is anywhere visible.
So you're on the opposite side of the building from the Marks building, so like
Okay.
you're across. But this is around the time that wall on the other side, it gives way in a large. You have perfect vision to.
Just
the
open
Marks
the view.
house.
Hooray.
You see him standing in his bedroom. This all happened in about 20 seconds. He's standing in his bedroom, mostly unclothed, and he's looking up at the cascading building across above him, just over his garden wall, and he turns and runs into his house. Ah!
Cal Mark, Cal Mark, Cal Mark, Cal Mark.
And you roll down and thump down and launch over towards his house.
Yeah.
All right. We followed of initiative. What do you do, Cal?
I'm gonna try while I'm rolling. I'm gonna try to like slap repair patches on.
Awesome. You see a Droideka.
Yeah.
The Droideka, instead of forming into a full ball, he forms into like a
Like
battle roller.
floppy.
And his
yeah.
various little arms that are mainly hammers. He's trying to use like his little thumbs to like flick out stim patches. He like throws them out in front of him, like spitting out like
Rolls
pens
over
dispensers,
them.
and rolls over them. You see the little like nanobots and repair droids like ripple all over him as he becomes a small swarm through the dust cloud. And he takes a cascading skater-style long jump out towards the Marks building.
Yeah.
What's Cal doing?
How much does each? You can do 5 repair patches a day.
Droids will heal for 3 on the repair patches.
Yeah, okay.
And you don't have any addiction issues, and you don't have. You can just use 5 per day for success.
Yeah, just use 4.
Well,
I'm right back.
each one is worth like 3, I think. So. I'll use,
Well, each one has a charge of 3.
Yeah, and I have 4 of them, so I have way more than I need
Use
for a
1
one-day
in the third.
session.
Yeah, each patch has like more to it.
Cool.
As he goes rolling out, I have a little pack of repair patches that I have because I know PG.
So you like
And I
take
g-
one and
I
like,
stim packs.
No, I go to throw it, but he's just gone.
and that's when you see him like come down inside the carnage, and he sails out.
But I can see him throwing. I can see him throwing the repair patches, and I'm like, all right, and I just clip it back.
Once
in
again,
my
that
belt.
fourth dimensional cable, you're like, I'm not Gambit.
Yeah, exactly.
And you run after him.
Yep.
Oh no.
You vault up onto the roof.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the roof.
So you.
I'm a sniper. I need to do something
so,
snipey.
So you step out on his busted up bed and leap up and grab onto that supported section of the wall that BG was on, and do that kind of like underside. And you decide to go that way, but you go full Legolas and swing around the front way,
Nice.
landing on it. And that's when you quick draw out. You take down. You look through, and you see the mark through the upper skylight that BG is rolling a coordination to land through.
Oh. Versus.
Versus 2. Sorry, it's the same one. It's the same kind of security glass, so that's a 4. But you have the height and the jump, so you have 2 boosts as you're trying to go down through the security panel. Do you deploy barrel spinning and hammer through?
Yes.
All right, so then it's 1 purple.
Oh, fuck you.
As the
So this is a surprise attack, right? With no initiative?
you're not attacking him. You're blowing away the security glass.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah.
We've made
But
so
he's-
much noise that I'm
But
just
he's
like...
in through the security glass.
Yeah. So you
Like,
can
we
take
got
him-
eyes on.
Well, you can see him, but
Okay.
he's behind the security glass, which might get in the way of destructor blast because it has a repulsor field.
Right.
2 fails countered by these 2 successes. 1 threat countered by, wow, this advantage. Then there's 4 successes, 3 advantage.
All right, so BG has come sailing down in the broken building and launching out of the 2nd-story ramp. There's a spinning circle through the air as Droideka deploys, launches out, and 6 shots from his heavy hammer blow apart this large diamond skylight, opening up a large visual for Cal to take the shot down through BG and hit the mark.
Can't do it.
I have
do it.
3 advantage, I can move.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you take the maneuver as you...
Well, I
as
could
you-
say over the comm link, BG move! Which is about as direct as I ever get to BG.
And BG curls back into a ball but leaves one arm out, spins the barrel, launches, and begins a circular rim around the swish shot, opening up a large hole as BG does a circular spin around the open skylight, which he probably launches down some particularly dope musical tunes.
Yeah. Yeah.
What movie does BG quote?
Welcome to the jam.
Welcome to Alright, Cal.
We come and slam!
Best thing I've ever heard.
Come slam. Welcome to the jam.
Oh my god.
Alright, Cal, take your shot. It's a long range shot, Cal. Quick draw.
Welcome to the jam. I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
I wasn't prepared.
Yeah, neither was Cal. He has a boost.
Oh. Okay. Sorry. Well, I was like, I don't know what he's gonna say. Welcome to the jam. Okay,
So
sorry.
it's long range.
Long
it's
range.
3 purple.
Okay. Except what I do have on this character, the sight I do have reduces my long difficulty by 1 and extreme
So
by
it goes
1.
down to 2.
Goes down to 2.
Alright.
Welcome to the jam.
You gain a boost.
Come on and slam. Welcome to the
You get a boost from the massive encouragement BG is spending. He spends 2 advantage on the maneuver, 1 advantage on the boost, and he grants that boost to his ally with dope quotes. Alright, so on this shot, are you going to spend some destiny?
Let's spend
say
it.
yeah.
Let's
There is
spend it.
there
This
is
is
a
our mark.
He does have a 1 disadvantage dice from the personal
in there.
reflector shield. And you are spending the destiny.
So I'm going to spend the destiny, make a green, a yellow.
This has to be just an amazing shot. I would love a triumph on this.
Oh,
Nope.
no triumph.
2
blank
but
negative
you destroyed
dice.
It. 1 blank positive dice.
Yeah.
Try to not ruin anything. There we go.
So, looks like we only have 2 success. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
So
6,
12
7,
damage on
8.
the gun.
Yeah, and 8 advantage.
All right. Do you have a crit? Tango, close the door. Close the door, sweetie. Close the door. Good girl. Come on
I
down.
do, so I'm going to remove these 2 success because we're going to do the 12 damage and the advantages because I'm going to use my crit.
All right. Tunk tunk. Roll me a crit. Vicious 7 on this.
61.
61, so 131.
All right. Roll me your next crit.
91.
There you go.
Plus 80 is 171.
As BG gets welcome for the jam, he launches up in the air, deploys his hammers, and the shot comes sailing in, and a cascading fountain of mark explodes out torso-wise. BG manages to scream out, "Pull!" and blows away the arms and hands and finger bits. Awesome. And on that note, you guys look back and forth at each other. Nope! And jump out into the alleyway, landing on your buddy truck.
Buddy truck! Buddy truck! Oh my god, I'm
Beep,
so excited
beep,
right
motherfucker. Sail off into the night. Alright, guys. That's a one-shot.
That was awesome. That was so much fun. I love that Buddy Truck came back.